You look like you're having a stroke. I'm just saying. If people could see what you look like right now, the way you're moving.
I have to get comfortable, man. We're starting a podcast. It's serious business. I had to get in like podcast pose.
Podcast pose. What's the podcast pose?
I don't know. I think it's, you got to sit a certain way so that you can like present, in a classy manner. I know a lot about
classy.
That.
You have to get classy for the podcast.
Gotta get classy. Getting classy on them.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Entertain Lynx Spoiler Talk, where we talk spoilers about our favorite things. Today, we're going to talk spoilers about episode 2 of what's the show called again?
American Gods.
American Gods, of course. The episode is called The Secret of the Spoons. The synopsis is as follows. Mr. Wednesday begins recruitment for the coming battle. Shadow Moon travels to Chicago with Mr. Wednesday and agrees to a high-stakes game of checkers with the old Slavic deity Chansborg. It was a very interesting episode today, Raven.
Yes.
Yeah, it was very interesting. It took us deeper into the world of American Gods, and Shadow Moon began to kind of see more of this kind of weirdness he's been drawn into, because as the audience
embraced it.
Yes, and embraced it, because as the audience we know slightly more than he does, of course.
Yep.
And we're privy to certain things he isn't. He's seen weird things. He may not necessarily jump to them being gods. We know the title of the show. He doesn't know it's in a show, and he's slowly going to realize, wait, and I like it, and this is going a bit forward, but I like it when Mr. Wednesday says to him, it's either you're crazy or the world is. It doesn't matter either way. Yeah. I like that. And he even tells the old lady,
doesn't. And
he tells the old lady, I'm slowly introducing her to our world. So It's by design, he's doing it perfectly. But we're getting too far ahead of ourselves. Let's go right back. Raven, what do you think of the intro? I think I'm seeing a pattern here that every episode is going to show how each god came to America. This show is, after all, called American Gods. So we have to forget, It's not about the world and all the perspective on the world. This is in America, specifically. And so each episode, last week...
True. Last week's episode was the introduction of Mr. Wednesday, which is Thor.
How he came to America.
And to be worshipped.
Exactly. And I think that's what it is. It's wherever you are, you can only exist if you're worshipped in some form. The more you're worshipped, the more powerful you are. But you can still be around, at least if some people worship you. But it's showing, okay, how does a Norse god end up in America? How do these gods end up? I think we're going to see that going forward every episode. And this week we saw the god Anansi.
We saw how a West African god ended up in the south of America.
What do you think of that opening?
The opening was great. Very powerful. The quote, we're going to take a dramatic pause. Because I don't want to misquote. I feel like it's something I have to say correctly. But yeah, the quote, the whole, you're staring down the barrel of 300 years of subjugation, racist bullshit, and heart disease. Woo!
Oh, that was great.
That was real. That was really real. I thought Orlando Jones did an amazing job.
Okay, can I say something?
Mm-hmm. That was a great introduction for him, too.
The first 1.5 seconds when he came on, I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah, I was like, this is over the top.
Over the top.
It felt like at first I was like, this seems like forced or like it's reaching, and I'm just
it seems cartoonish.
And in the very beginning of an episode too, I was like, this is a lot, like slavery, and then like the speech, the like OD monologue, like right now.
But then as he went further in, I was like, oh.
Yeah, and then as he was going, it's like, yeah, well, you're right. And then you're right for a purple shirt.
Yeah. Oof.
Ooh. As he's wearing one, it's just
I love it. And then because the deeper it goes, the more it makes sense. The words he's saying, the delivery, and I think it was brilliantly done. I think we were supposed to not like it at first. But then I think the way he portrays it as is, you're not supposed to like the truth. He's telling them this is going to happen. There's nothing you can do about it. Right?
Exactly.
So part of what I like about it is that this is about cementing the roots. Because you did some research on it about Anansi, and he's the story god.
Yeah. He is the keeper of all of the knowledge from all of the stories in history.
Yes, according to West African folklore.
Exactly.
And it was part of.
And he's like a trickster god. He's almost like a black Loki.
And a lot of history tells us that a lot of these slaves weren't allowed to learn to read and write. So the way they'd pass on their histories through stories.
Yeah.
And that's how they'd keep a part of the core history. And
he was kind of like this. He was kind of the symbol of slave rebellion.
Yes, exactly. And that's what I was going into. It's about rebellion. And that opening scene was that kind of core root of that rebellion because, that's how he came to America. He landed in America through
and
a
he
rebellion.
uses his knowledge of history, and everything to persuade everyone to get onto his side.
Yes, exactly.
And then you understood it too. And the way that he explained it too is you either die, when you get off the ship, or you die here.
Yep.
Either way, this is what you're looking at.
Take them with you.
Exactly.
And I love that. That was such a great opening. I also liked before that. I like what they done with this show so far. At least this is the second episode only in terms of the recaps. Mm-hmm. They recapped the last episode really well, and I thought that was really cool. They did. After that, we cut to Mr. Wednesday and Shadow, because Shadow is the aftermath of the lynching that we had last time, and he meets Wednesday, and I love what Wednesday says to him, because Shadow Moon doesn't know what's going on. Yeah, Wednesday's like, I heard technical word got you. He has no fucking clue. He doesn't have a fucking clue. I haven't got a fucking clue. I want a fucking clue. I love that. Yeah, that's so well done. What are you gonna say?
No, I love that too. I love their dialogue, and I also loved what Mr. Wednesday said as Shadow was walking away. Where he was like, just because I didn't lose my temper doesn't mean that, there isn't a plan in play. It was like, ooh. Because, you realize in those moments too, it's like, Mr. Wednesday don't fuck around. No. We still haven't really seen the extent of what he can do or what his resources are. But I love that one line right there is just oh damn, I got you, bro. Yes, don't you worry, I got you. I'm gonna pay you double. And I love it, and
it shows it's not a one-sided relationship.
Yeah, and I was also telling you earlier, regardless of seeing all the other guys, it's yeah, that's cool, but I'm nah, no matter what, I want him to still ultimately kind of ride with Mr. Wednesday, whether he's his, whether that's his employer or not. I kind of love the two of them together.
Yes, I like where it goes forward from there. We see the aftermath of the beating Shadow Moon took. I love that they gave us time to see that. He's in the bathtub, bruised and he's hurt. You know what it's like to be hurt and bruised like that.
Oh, for sure. It was so real. Just everything, anybody that Dave and I are very active people. And
you do sports,
regardless of workouts and a lot of other extreme stuff we do, with scars and broken limbs and bleeding. We've all been there. But I feel it's one of the few times that we've seen that in a show, where we actually see somebody hurting and in pain, and we don't cut away instantly to, it's the next day, next scene. Yeah. And we, you really feel it. And he really just had to take a beat and soak everything in. Literally in the tub.
On top of all the thing with his wife. Oh, we didn't go into the whole idea. Then afterwards.
Well, we're not there yet, right?
We're not there yet.
Well, I mean, that's next.
Okay, true. And because then after that he goes home. Doesn't he? Wait, he has a dream though about his wife.
Yeah, he has a dream about his wife saying that she's alive, which I wonder about that because you could have given him a lot of dreams. Yeah. That's my only thing. They could have given him a lot of dreams. So I feel in some way. It's not relevant now, but it will be. But it's what are you hinting at?
Okay, question. Are you hoping she's alive?
No. Fuck that bitch. Nah. I don't, man, I don't mess with Emily Browning. It's not her fault, though. I mess with her in anything else. Yeah. Just not this show.
Not your man.
Nah, man. Especially not the way she went out. I'm trifling hoe. Every scene that they see her, I'm ooh. I'm just she ain't shit. I don't even want to see her. It's I get it. I'm sorry. And it must be terrible for him. It's just so much to have to deal with at one time. And you've also just gotten out of being in jail for 3 years. You were in prison for 3 years. Then you get out of jail.
Hoping.
2 days early. And then it was, oh man, getting there though. When he got to the house and all his, all the party decorations were up. I was
oh. It said welcome home, Shadow.
Welcome home, Shadow. Damn, you got to see all, she was actually planning a party for you. Which is he knew, but it's still so hard.
And then he finds her, he starts cleaning up. And then there's a box on the bed with her stuff. And he's ignoring it because he starts cleaning up everywhere first.
Wait, before that, I would like to say, though, out of anything I've ever seen, I feel it did the best job of... I guess mourning. Yes. Showing, they did it in a really beautiful way, but it was really really, I don't know, it was really different. You know, I felt it more. Like when you lose someone, the process of accepting it and, you seeing them in everything that you do and all that other stuff, even though we say that we see people in everything that we do and we've seen it. I feel like this is probably my favorite way that I've ever seen it portrayed. I feel like they really got to the root of just what it's like, to mourn and to have to deal with and accept and, go through that denial too. And denial also, in the dream. Was the dream just denial or is it some type of foreshadowing? Who knows? But at the same time, I really liked how they dealt with the process of grief. And I thought visually they did an amazing job of just portraying that and getting us to feel it. And I like that they didn't do like the memory, like the quote unquote memories where like the person is in it. I hate it when there are memories with the actor in it. Because when you have memories, you don't see yourself. It's like it's always driven me crazy. I don't know why. Just with a lot of shows and movies and stuff, they'll always have people reminisce and put the actor in the memory. But in your memories, you don't remember what you looked like. You're not looking at yourself. It's not out of body. You're in it. So I love that every scene that we saw with her, she's just there by herself living. And those are the things that you do remember about people. When you sit down in a chair or certain things like that, you remember the way that, or you remember that person sitting in that chair or doing that thing. And not even just, losing somebody in death, but like losing somebody, even if it's, just a relationship. You look at those things and you remember them in it or how you used to interact with one another in that space. And I felt like out of anything I've ever seen, I felt like they did a really, really good job of portraying that feeling.
I think this show does a good job of balancing great acting with great writing, with great directing and great cinematography.
Yeah, it's cohesive.
A lot of the things you can't tell why it's good.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
It's good because of everything.
Exactly, which is why I'm like, they did a good job of showing it. Like, because you can't give all of the credit to anyone, really.
No, not at all.
Even acting.
Yeah, no.
Everyone he really pulled it off. And like, and also it's kind of a tough role to be. Think about it from an acting perspective. He's portraying someone that is supposed to be a tough, brute guy, but very intelligent, also stoic, but also mourning, but also angry. Because your girlfriend,
and also confused
cheated
all the
on
shit's
you,
happening,
and also a recently freed man.
Confused, freed.
Yeah, and now this crazy spirit world is kind of opened up to you, and you have to portray all of that.
Or is he going crazy? He can't tell. Exactly. Is it opening up to him, or is he going crazy?
Yeah, I think Ricky Whittle does a really good job of and then like he never does too much. It's not over the top, and
he's also someone who's smart enough to know that people that come out of prison, people who've lost people, tend to go crazy.
Yep.
So he's thinking, am I going crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's read a lot. How many books did he read?
Like 300.
He said like all.
No, it was like 836 or something like
books,
that.
Yeah. Did you notice the T-shirt he was wearing? The Motel America with
the
buffalo.
It. Yeah.
And you see that's twice. You've seen like a buffalo symbol. Last week we had the one with the flaming eyes in the dream.
True. Yeah. Maybe it's some type of
some kind of connection. I don't know. Certainly something special about him. But so while he's cleaning up, he sees the box of his wife's stuff, but he keeps ignoring it because he doesn't want to deal with it. But eventually he has to deal with it. He opens it up. He sees her ring.
Yeah.
And then he finds her phone.
Ooh.
Ugh. Oh. And then he's scrolling through the phone. He sees the messages from his friend.
And then scrolls up to a dick pic. Not only did you see your best friend's dick, you saw your best friend's dick in your girlfriend's phone, your wife's phone. Not even girlfriend, your wife's phone. Same dick that ended up being stuck in her mouth when she died. Oh, that's terrible. And then I love the moment where he looks back up at the picture with her. It's a dick in the picture. I was like, oh, it's so true. It's so true. That's all you see now.
I like it because also, if he had any hope that maybe this was all a lie, maybe it was some other thing, maybe it was misunderstood.
Killed it.
Maybe there was some crazy way that they tripped and slipped and fell on the dick. This shut this down.
Faithful story.
This shut this down. The pictures on the phone and all that
Seriously.
stuff. Just shut that down, and it's like there's no hope.
And even for us, I feel like even as an audience, we all wanted to, we all wanted to be like, man, like even though the coroner is like, yo, this is what happened, you still want to be like, no, that's not how she went out. And then when you see the like picture in the phone, it's like, damn it, girl.
Yep.
Damn.
And that's why afterwards, when he sells the stuff at the house and everything like that, Mr. Wednesday says to him, you know, you're gonna hate what I'm gonna say, but it has to be said.
Yeah, just promise you're not gonna punch me.
You're not gonna punch me.
Promise you're not gonna knock my teeth out.
Yeah, and he tells him straight, like you can't warn someone who did that to you. I can't remember the exact quote, but it's like you can't warn someone that did that to you for too long. You'd be fine for not warning them because he gets it. Like it's telling us and the audience and him that listen, I'm sorry you love this girl, but she didn't feel the same way and she was a hoe.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like
for real,
that's the truth. She died doing that, and it's sad that she died, but it's okay if you don't mourn her too long.
Yeah.
Because it's not fair on you either. And I like how Mr. Wednesday kind of talks to him. I like their relationship. And they start driving. They're going somewhere, and he's like, "Where are we going?" He's like, "To get my hammer." I love that.
Yeah.
But they want to take the highway. No highways. He doesn't like highways. We learned that.
I wonder if it's something to do with the with like security cams and stuff. Like highways are.
Well, I think it's part of that in sense.
He's also old school.
He's the old school guy, and he knows that the new gods can control that.
Exactly.
Because
I feel like he's trying to avoid technology because the tech gods are after him.
And not just after him, the tech gods have more power there. He's not uncomfortable. He's more powerful in the old ways. And he likes the old ways. He's like, if you want to send a message to someone, you send a letter in anticipation of opening it slowly. Or telegraph. If you're in a rush.
Yeah.
If you're in a rush, a telegraph. I love that. It's like take the scenic route, keep it under 70. I like to take in the environment. I loved all that. It's also very telling of his character.
Yeah, it is.
Of who he is. And then when they arrive, he sends Shadow
to
buy some stuff and some gifts. And says to Shadow, if you're gonna skimp, keep it the professional 5%. I'm not gonna steal from you. It's like,
well, if you can't take care of yourself, how are you gonna take care of me? Oh, if you can't look out for yourself.
Yeah, how you gonna look out for me?
Love it.
I love that.
Love it.
But then we cut to a scene where Shadow meets Media, the god of television, or the goddess.
I did like that introduction a lot.
That was great. That was Gillian Anderson. That was Scully from the X-Files.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't recognize her?
No, I was trying to figure out where I knew that face.
Yeah, that's who she was.
She looks young.
That was a great introduction. She was came across as Lucy. That's the character name from the show? I love Lucy.
Lucy Bell.
Yeah.
Lucille Ball.
I love that. I love how she introduced it. She seems like she genuinely cares for Shadow in some way. Even though
I do want to find out what her connection is. Because she's definitely not trying to kill him.
What's her motivation?
Or is she just plotting?
That's the thing. Well, because right now, what I know is it's the new gods versus the old gods. I don't know if there's any other people that fall in between.
Yeah, and also, like, she seems like she's some kind of neutral.
Yeah, she's...
But at the same time...
I think she's part of the new gods,
She also seems like she knows about Shadow, but doesn't. Because the way she spoke made it seem like...
There's more to Shadow.
Thinks... Yeah, she also... I think that she thinks that Shadow was responsible for getting himself down.
Yeah.
And I don't think she knows who it is either. And Shadow doesn't know. And I guess it wasn't Mr. Wednesday. Because he was just finding out about it at the motel. And so then,
who saved
Shadow? And even Technical Boy would be the only one, but he doesn't know either.
Yeah, I mean, there's other
characters. So I'm interested to see who took out all the guys that, all of Technical Boy's guys.
And why save Shadow?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. What happened next? Yeah, so then after he meets her, she offers him a deal, but he doesn't take it, of course. He still boys with Mr. Wednesday.
Yeah.
And anyway, we cut to the inside of Belquist. We don't know it's the inside of her at this point.
Yeah.
It's like this guy.
I kind of love it. They went in on dicks in this episode.
Penis.
They were like, this is an R-rated show. Like, if you had any doubt about all the blood and guts and all the other ridiculous, like, over-the-top dialogue, this scene, though, it's like this episode, they're like dicks.
we came from the inside. We saw some guy floating with his erect penis. We go through the stars and everything, and we realize we're coming out of the vagina of Belquist, the Queen of Sheba. And we go through a montage of her having sex with different people, men and women, and we see that she doesn't just suck in men, she sucks in women. Raven and I were trying to figure out, how do the women get sucked in?
Yeah.
And then
it seems like, exactly. Like and then we found out.
It seems like the old scissor play. That's how.
But then the other chick was going down on her, so I think just in general, it's like a hardcore vacuum under there.
Yeah.
I guess just in general, like, any part you put near it, it's just
and people look like they're happy inside there. The guy looked happy.
That's the thing. When I was looking at him, I was like, wow, I actually wouldn't mind that. It seems like a good place.
He looks really happy.
The Vagiverse.
Yeah, and I'm interested in her character, where she's going.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what her motivations are. Because obviously she wants power, but I want to see what it extends.
It seems like her power is limited right now.
Yeah, exactly. Which is crazy, though, because I was telling Dave, I was like, did she like recently become a hooker? Is this like a recent life hack that she found out about? Like, oh, well, if I'm, if I'm a sex worker, maybe.
Well, see, I don't know if she's a hooker.
That's the thing. I can't tell.
I think
if she's
in the book. I know she's a hooker, but I think in this one is doing that. She's not necessarily a hooker, but she's using.
But I wonder if she's like Tindering.
That's what I'm saying.
Because that's the guy, Tinder. Right? Because she was saying something about an app.
Yeah, she's using apps. She's not a hooker. You can't.
I made a short film about something like that.
Yeah, she's using apps, so she's getting
to know people. Maybe I'll show you guys one day.
Because she's not meeting just to fuck. Like,
yeah,
she's
exactly.
going on dates.
Exactly.
Getting to know people first, so that they can like fall for her. Things like that slowly, and then it leads to the sex. Because in fact, some of the people like they're not necessarily meeting for sex the first date. Because remember the guy, the first episode, he was like, "Oh, we don't have to do this today. We do this another time."
Yeah, exactly. I do wonder how she's presenting herself.
Yeah, I'm curious to see.
We know how it ends, but
and then we finally meet the people that Mr. Wednesday wanted to meet. We meet the old lady at the house. I thought she was hilarious. Mr. Wednesday gives her. She clearly knows who Wednesday is.
Yeah.
The way they meet, they haven't seen each other in a long time, and he gives her some vodka. She downs it like a champ. I love that.
Yeah.
She talks about her sisters, and then we get to meet one of the other gods. A Slavic god. His name's Chornoborg. I can't pronounce the name.
Chornoborg.
His name is not actually said in the show, but
they don't say his name. Yeah.
And he's the black god, and he was great. What did you think about him?
I loved him. I mean, I love that guy. He's one of those guys. There's certain people that like no matter what you see them in, you're gonna love them, but you don't know their name. He's one of those for me. We know his name. I think Dave, but
You trying to put me on the spot?
Maybe.
His
Dave,
name, according to Wikipedia.
Dramatic pause. Yeah, but his name, I loved his character. I don't really know where it's going, and I'm really interested in this checkers game. And I was like really scared just because like I'm horrible at checkers. Like I'm really, really bad at checkers. I love playing checkers, and I probably would like want to play.
Stormer. Peter Stormer.
Yeah.
He was in Prison Break or something like that.
He was I always remember him as the crazy Russian dude in Bad Boys.
Oh, yeah.
Bad Boys 2. He was shooting at the mansion.
Yeah, he was that guy.
He like came drunk and had like the two guns like before the war.
I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. He's
this
like,
is not the best.
Nah, fuck you. He's that guy. Yo. That's how I know him. See, and even in that movie, I didn't know his character's name, but I love him. Yeah. And he was pretty much the same. Like, it's the same accent, same hairdo. And he only difference is a couple of pounds.
I love his introduction where he just comes with the thing for the cows. Just like, takes his head out and just walks in. I was like, damn, son. It's crazy. And his story, I love this story. It's very deep. He talks about, he's like, hey, you black. To the guy.
I love it because at first, you're like, first off, it was like another race thing. Okay. Sure, whatever. But then it was like beyond that, I kind of loved it because I was like, where is this going? Like, I couldn't tell if he was like being racist or if he was like, whatever. But it was like then when you realize like he's looking at him basically telling him like people see us the same.
Yeah.
It's like, I get it. And then also when you actually look up that god.
He's the black god. And he's a god that not too much is known, or not too many records remain about the Slavic gods, because when the Christians and the Crusades happened, so most of the information we have is based from the Christian perspective, and because he was known as the black god, it's automatically assumed he was the bad one, and then there's a white god who's the good one, and he even says that in the show. He says, I was the black god.
He was blonde.
Yeah, and my brother was blonde and blue-eyed, and he was a good god, so I just played my role. And he's like, but now he's gray, I'm gray, nobody can tell who's who. And I was reading deeper. They say some stories say that the black god and the white god are the same. He just changes over the seasons. He doesn't know, because that's why he says in the show, "Where's my brother?" Because he is the white god.
Interesting.
Which is really interesting. I want to see where they take it. I think they really do a great job with his cast. I was scared when he brought out that sledgehammer. Bloody fucking
come on.
thing again. If any of you guys can hear that pounding, it's annoying. If you can't do anything about it, unfortunately, I wish we could, but we can't.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry. But it doesn't last long. I'm trying to kill some time now, as much as I can, to stop time.
It'll probably last the rest of the podcast. So.
It will.
Or at least until you have to go.
I know. Because
that's the thing. It's like, as soon as it's done, you'll have to be walking out.
God damn it. But,
we have a lot of jobs.
Yeah, no, right? So much to do. But I like with the sledgehammer when he told the story about how this hammer has taken like 10,000 souls
10,000,
or lives. And it's like all from this point right here and holding it right next to Shadow Moon. And I love that because it's like...
And the hammer is bleeding.
Oh, and he says the only way to keep this clean is with blood.
With blood, yeah.
You know, it's like, but it used to be red with blood, now it's red with rust.
Yeah.
I love that. So
crazy.
It's like, I need to keep it cleaner. And then
it's good.
It's good. Well, we find out then they have dinner. And the Slavic god, Mr. Wednesday wants something from him. He wants him to join him because he's gathering people together. He wants him to join him.
He's trying to build an army.
And they have history. We don't quite know what that history is, but they had history before. And Chernsborg doesn't like him, and he wants him away. And but because the old lady, his sister, we find out it's his sister or their relative somehow, invite him for dinner. He said, "Yeah, you have to stay for dinner." And as he and Shadow Moon speak, he likes Shadow Moon. He's like, he tells him later, "You're my only black friend." And,
yeah, I love it. I really don't want to.
He makes a bet and says, let's play checkers. Checkers is a better sport because everyone is equal. I love that.
I do love
perception, it. Compared to chess. And he makes a bet saying, or offers him a bet. It says, if you win, I'll help you, whatever Wednesday wants. And
I'll come with you.
I'll come with you. If you lose, you will willingly bow down and let me kill you with my sledgehammer. Oh, I love that. Crazy. And you just see the reaction on Shadow Moon's face.
Yep.
And
then it's crazy because he's like, whatever. Like, I got nothing to lose. And I kind of love that, like, in this episode, like, he finally embraced it. Like, shit is weird.
Well, that's what he says. Like if this is happening, if all this is real, all this is
And I'm glad that he finally admitted it because it's like, it was kind of very, like, how are you still in denial at all? Over what's happened in these past couple of weeks. Like, you shouldn't reject it. Just go with it. And I kind of didn't like at first, like, in the beginning of the episode. I felt like he was kind of still like, what? Or, like, rejecting, like, no. Like, and it's just kind of like, yeah, I'm just glad he accepted it.
Yeah, no. And to go back a bit, when Chernsborg or Chernsborg, I'm butchering his name.
Chernobog?
Chernobog. When he was telling his story about how meat, dude, I almost became vegetarian.
Right? For real.
Almost. How do you think meat gets to your table? It's like it's like it's an art.
Seriously.
When I first came here,
and then at the same time, I had more of an appreciation for that stuff.
For the art, the old school stuff.
Yeah, because I felt like it was more personal, or like it's a better way to go than a mask.
Like, I didn't feel so bad eating the meat.
Yeah, no, like style. That. The old school style. They did it the right way. Like, aw.
No, I love that. I love that. And so they play the chess game, but unexpected. I didn't expect it to go there already. No. Shadow Moon loses.
Oh, he did lose.
Yeah, he lost the game.
Oh, in the end, that was what happened.
Yeah,
he lost.
He lost the game.
Oh, I thought that we didn't know yet.
No, he lost the game.
Wow, I missed that completely. I thought it was like a cliffhanger. Like, is he gonna win? I thought there was pieces left.
The cliffhanger is, oh shit, your life is a threat now. Definitely. Once again, another episode ends with
Shadow almost dying. I wonder if it's gonna be like a you kill Penny kind of thing.
I don't know.
But like with Shadow, at the end of every episode.
We mentioned those old ladies saw his future, and they were kind of
and they seemed like they lied to him.
They definitely lied to him, 100%. But something either interesting.
And I love that when they go, "You're gonna have a bunch of kids to get married." He's like, "Oh, that bad, huh?"
I know, right?
But it's true.
But what I found interesting about the reaction wasn't that they saw something interesting about his future. It was more so they saw something that they knew was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Like a prophecy. Like, oh, this is it. It's like something recognizable.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. It felt like, oh my God, he's the one. Or, oh my God, this is the thing we've been waiting for. Or something they knew was supposed to happen that hasn't happened yet. As opposed to something that's completely brand new and only his future that has nothing to do with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then also, why keep it a secret? This is something that's bigger than we realize. I love that other woman she had, the books, the play. What was the books? when she saw Shadow
Oh,
Moon.
something cowboy.
Something cowboy pleasures or dreams or whatever, and the guy in the front looked kind of like Shadow Moon.
Uh
I
huh.
thought that was hilarious. But yeah, the episode ends on another cliffhanger. All in all, I liked it. I enjoyed it. Visually, it continues to give us these beautiful like imagery.
It's so beautiful.
Like,
I like the Vagiverse was beautiful.
everything's beautiful. I love
Everything. It. Like the style. I love the stylistic choice too. Like all the sex scenes with Queen of the South. Like all of her scenes look awesome. I love the visual of Mr. Nancy.
Oh, I love it. I love his. I mean, when you read up on the character, everything makes sense. Why he's dressed that way.
Yeah,
why he
everything
talks
makes
that
sense.
way. Why he's that.
Yeah, because his character. Well, not even that. The myth behind
that inspired
the folklore. My bad. The folklore behind the character, or beside Anansi. Why? I was like, what is it? Yeah. So Anansi turns himself into a spider, like can transform back and forth from a human and spider. Like his physical form changes as far as humans go, but he morphs back into a spider, and that's also his like symbol. So, if you guys were wondering,
and
in
then
the end,
like we read, he's kind of got roots also in Southern African
yeah,
American
in Southern
roots.
America, because it was the slave between Wait, why can't I speak right now? I'm so distracted by the like sounds and just like saying things. But yeah, either way, because of the Southern slave trade, I guess you would call it slave trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the slave trade, he was really popular, especially being that, it was a sign of rebellion. It was huge back then.
And it's something that the African Americans at the time could hold on to.
Exactly. So he was really powerful then.
Like everything else that you have has been stripped away.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the only thing that can't be stripped away is your beliefs. You can hold on to that and pass these stories on. And I love that. And he went, it was so cold when he said that, all this for a purple shirt. Mm-hmm. I love that. Oh, I love that dialogue. I think it's really great.
True.
I can't wait to see more. I can't wait to next week see what characters are introduced next week. This one of the shows is tough because I know it branches from the book, but some information comes up that kind of blends. So I don't want to read ahead and kind of get an idea where characters might go.
Yeah, it's really tough. Because you don't spoil it for yourself. That happened to me just now. I was reading something and I thought that it was like the synopsis of the episode. And I was reading and I kept going. And I realized it was like a summary of each chapter in the book. So then when I got to a certain point, I was like, wait, that didn't happen yet. Wait. Oh, come on. Really? Fucking spoilers.
Well, I mean, hopefully it's going to be different.
At least we tell people on our show, like, spoiler chat, like, y'all gotta let somebody know. Or they probably did. It was probably like the book and I just didn't read it. But I know, still. Right?
You're too quick.
I'm still upset about it.
But that's it. Thank you, Raven. I think that was a good talk.
Thank you.
On episode 2 of American Gods Spoiler Talk.
I don't think you introduced me this week.
I did. Oh, maybe I didn't.
I didn't say hi.
This is
I know I didn't greet
Hi,
anyone.
guys. This is Raven.
Hi, guys.
Raven's here with me. If you didn't know.
It's Raven.
By this point, my
if
co-host
you
Raven,
guys didn't know.
She's here with me.
At the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you, guys. Thank you, Raven.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for listening. And tune in next week when American Gods is on next Sunday. And until then, we'll be watching all the other shows. What else are you watching, Raven? We don't have
Bill Nye Saves the World. It's awesome. It's on Netflix.
Watching S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, S.H.I.E.L.D. So good.
So good.
So good.
We'll start next season. We're going to do, actually, at the end of the season, we're going to do a seasonal spoiler talk about the whole season.
Yeah.
And then next season, we're going to start doing episodic spoiler talks. Because we do want to start now. Unfortunately, we wish we did, but we can't.
Yeah.
It's too late.
It's a lot of shows.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's it. Thanks, guys. And we're talking to you on the next one. See ya.
Peace.